and we wanted to see if we can overlay on those. So here's
Okay,
another
happening now.
potential
Arizona,
scenario. In this
Trump
case,
team.
we're looking at
I'm
Biden,
just
Trump,
doing
voter distribution of
rebroadcasting
Democrats by
on the
20,
election
Republican 2080,
fraud.
the Independents 3060, Libertarians 1090, 100-0. And in this case, the blue line here, the purple line here, is at least nearer the red line, and the green line is getting closer to Mr. Biden. So again, the green and the purple are the simulated version. Then we do another example. Well, this is getting a little bit closer. We see 100% Democrat, 0% Trump for Democrat distribution relative to Republicans, 20-80 split, 36%, 58% on the independents, and so on.
Yeah, he's
But
doing
still not
analysis.
matching, even though it's getting close here. You notice the slopes aren't matching. Well, we
This
tried
is
different
happening in
case,
Arizona. Is it
100%
here
Democrat, 0%
to the
Biden, Trump,
legislators
Republican, 0,
about the
100, and
election
so
fraud?
on. Still doesn't match.
Okay, he's saying
This
that
iteration process,
there's all
again,
kinds of
the computer was
testimonies,
done,
and
and
I'm
the
just
only
catching
one
a
that we were
glimpse
able to come close
as
to
a
matching was this.
concerned,
And I
patriotic
want everyone to look at this
citizen.
carefully. So out of all the potential universe, which we've done, and we're going to continue doing this, by no means is this done, we find that the interesting possibility we find here is when the Democrat percentage is 130% Mr. Biden and negative 30% Mr. Trump, and the Republican percentage is 0, 100, the independent is 30%, 58%, libertarian 0, 60, 60, 0. But what's extraordinary about this graph, again, we went through many iterations, it matches perfectly, near perfectly. The slopes match, the curves match, the shape match. So what this tells us is that this demographic distribution of allocation of party affiliations is what can generate this. And I find it highly implausible because this means that Mr. Biden got 130% of Democrat voters and negative 30%, and President Trump got negative 30%. So how is this possible? So how
they
is this, quote,
switch
unquote,
votes.
possible?
I think I am
one
coming to
possibility
that
could be
conclusion.
there's a demographic within the independent voters, which is this group here.
Okay.
This 38, 58%, not visible in our model who voted for Biden. Again, we would need to get more access to data, which is, by the way, very difficult to get access to. This another possibility.
Yeah, because they shredded all the
Biden's
data.
actual votes were multiplied by
Actual votes were
1.3, which is 130%.
130%.
Meaning each single vote Mr. Biden received
become
each single vote he actually
1.3.
received became 1.3 reported votes.
So mathematically, that's not
increase
possible.
in a weighting of a vote that was given to Mr. Biden.
Reduced.
And President Trump's votes are reduced
by exactly the same margin
gained by Mr. Biden.
So that
Simply
is
put, you could call this
vote swapping. Yeah. So because you can't reconcile unless you take from one fold into the other.
Combination out of all the possibilities to match this curve perfectly is the only one we found so far. And the demographic distribution that it asserts seems highly implausible. But again, we need to do more research. One is, again, as I mentioned, that there could be certain groups of independent voters that are not visible in the model, or it could be vote swapping, or all three. And I'll end on that.
Okay, that's a really good point. That's one of the points, and besides the testimony, which I wasn't
I'm looking at